Hello guys and a warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joyce. For those of you who are new here, thank you for clicking on my YouTube channel. Thank you for even deciding to watch this video. And guys, as I always say, I'll never get tired of telling you thank you. So today, before I even go to the main topic of my video today, allow me to take this opportunity and tell you guys that I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. For a while now, like for a couple of months, like 2 to 3 months, I've not been able to upload any YouTube content because of some unavoidable circumstances, of course. But I thank God that now I'm back. I'm full of life. I'm healthy and I'm of sound mind and I'm ready to share with you my story. The story I'm about to share with you guys is something that I have been planning to do for a while now, like for a period of 2 months now. But some part of me was telling me that I was not ready to do that. And true to that, I was obviously not ready to do that. But after a couple of therapy sessions, after talking and sharing with my immediate family members and some closest friends, I was able to realize that sharing sharing my sad side of life or my ugly side of life with someone on its own is so therapeutic. And for that I have been able to accomplish so much. Like I've been able to it have guided me even in my healing process. And for now I can say that I've accepted the situation at hand, and I'm okay with it, and I'm ready even for the next step. So I really don't know where to start with my story, because I feel like what I'm about to share with you guys is just an incident that happened, and this incident is shaped by so many incidences that has been happening in my life. And so I feel like what I'm about to share with you is just a drop in an ocean, but I think I'm just going to share with you the way it is. So I don't know where to start, but I think I'll start by telling you guys that I was married in I was married for a period of like 4 years. I was not really married, but allow me to use the term marriage because it's a word that is convenient for me. But definitely, I was not married. There was really nothing done to officiate our union. But what we used to have, to me, it was a marriage. Like what we used to have, because officiating our union is something that we had planned that we are going to do. So to me, I felt like I was in a marriage. Obviously, I felt like I was in a marriage, and in this union that we had, we happened to have a baby, a beautiful baby girl that I love so much. In my previous videos, I have talked about that. And if you have watched my previous videos also, maybe you have come across a video named um, Dear My Forever Love. It's a sad love letter. Uh, what I wrote in that, what I wrote in that poetry work, and what is in that video is something that was happening in my life, and I didn't have anyone to share with, honestly. By then, when I was doing that video, I was still in my marriage in quotes. And I was going through so much. Like I was going through so much, so much, like so much, guys. I was going through so much. And in our marriage, I won't lie to you guys that we used to have so many disagreements, like so many disagreements. And many times, like I've packed my bags and left that marriage like countless time. Like right now, if you ask me like at once, like how many times have you left your marriage? Honestly, I don't know. Like unless I sit down and then I count them down one by one, I honestly don't know how many times, because there have been so many times that I have packed my bags and said that enough is enough. I can't do this marriage anymore. Like I can't, like I can't. I've done that so much, so many times. And it happened on this year, on July, as usual. We, after so much disagreements, with my hubby. Allow me to call him my hubby, despite the fact that he's my baby daddy for now. We had so many disagreements, and on this day, I wake up one morning and call him and asked him. I sat him down, I remember, in the bedroom, and I asked him, like, why do you why do you keep on repeating the same mistakes that makes me pack my bag? Like, does it mean like you don't want me here? Or does it mean that every single sorry that you say to me is just a lie? Why do you keep on repeating the same mistakes that you say sorry about? Like the same mistakes that makes me feel like I'm fed up with this marriage and I can't do it anymore. Like you keep on doing them, like, so like every single day you keep on doing them. Why do you do that? And then we had a couple of arguments, of course, because our communication, sorry to say, our communication with my hubby was not that easy. And at no single point that we sat down and have a clear one-on-one communication, because I don't know if it's ego, or I don't want to say if, like, I don't know if to say it's like someone was like, he felt like I deserved what he was doing to me. Like I deserved like the punishment he was punishing me. Like I deserved the pain that he was putting me through. I don't know if he felt that, because obviously I don't understand why you can keep on repeating the same mistakes that someone keeps on complaining, like major mistakes. Like I don't want to put them out here, because I don't want to tarnish anyone's name. Yeah, but it was so painful. So on July this year, we had a sit down, and I felt that this marriage is draining me so much. Like it was draining me so much. And the reason why I choose that time to have a sit down with him, it's because we had planned the same month, at the end of the same month, we had planned that we are going to my mom's place and to officiate our union, like according to Kikuyu culture. So we were going to, it's not dowry payment, but that fast that fast, it's I don't know how they call it, but we are going to go and officiate our union. And to me, I felt like I've been living in a lie, and I want to go and act like everything is okay in front of my parents, and allow them to take the money that are brought to them. Because we obviously know that when you want to officiate your union, obviously there's some money involved, whereby the guy takes the money to, or sijui some sijui tumbuzi to nini nini, they take to girl side. So that was what was about to happen. It was supposed to happen on date 30 of July. And I sat my husband down. I don't really remember the actual date, but I sat my husband down, like about 3 to 2 weeks to that actual date where we had set to go home, like to my parents. So after sitting him down, obviously he was so busy, and this day hakuwa ende job, because job yake haikuangi like ile, like you just have to go like Monday to Monday. Yeah. So he told me that, you know what, me, I'm going to your parents because I want us to have a baby. And I was like, is that the only reason that you're going to my parents? Like, do you really think that by you going to my parents and us continuing with the same life that we have right now, like with the same disagreements we have right now, will work anything out? Like, do you really think that you going to my parents and giving them some cash will change anything? Like, if you're not ready to change this and this and this and this, like I lined up a lot of things that I felt like they should change. Like, you should change. Or why do you say that you're going to my parents, yet like there's still infidelity in our union? Why do you still insist that you're going to my parents, yet there is still some assault in our union? There is seems still some emotional and physical abuse. Why do you insist that you're going to my parents, yet we have not solved this? And to him, he was like, I'm planning to go to your parents because I want us to extend a family. And those words were really painful to me. And I came to realize that, or rather, it's something like I had already known that this man will never change. Like, this man will never change. Like, this is him. And I can choose maybe to live with that, or maybe I can choose not to live with that. But to me, I knew, like almost 100%, I knew that this man will this man will never change. So after our simple conversation, because as usual, we didn't used to have like a lengthy conversation with my hubby. Like, kungekuja tu vitu zenye zinafanya tusiongelele anything, especially when something is so serious. He was this guy that hapendi kuongelea vitu zenye ziko serious. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but he was this person mwenye mkifika hapo kwa kuongelea zile vitu serious, he's like, you know what, babe, stop talking about that, stop being angry, I'll try and see what to do. And then after we tried talking, as usual, he went out, and each and every time he used to have a disagreements, he used to act like someone who's changed, like for a day, like for just a day. So after he went out that day, after we had a failed conversation, he went out and then he came back like carrying so many things, uh vitu za kunidanganyililia tu. I knew because I was used. I'm not going to mention what he brought in the house, but basically zilikuwa tu ni vitu za kunifunga macho, and I was used to that. So at night, I told him, I brought up the same conversation. I told him, why do you keep on telling me to come back to this union, yet you obviously know in you that you will never change? Like, how can I live in the marriage whereby I know like infidelity is happening and then I'm just okay with it? How can I live in a marriage whereby there is so many emotional and physical abuses and I'm okay with it? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And he brushed it off. He brushed it off. And I felt so painful. I felt so painful because this is something that I had tried working on. Like, I had really tried to work on my marriage. But at this point, it was evident that nothing will ever change. Uh, I just have to accept the situation as it is. And after evaluating myself, I can't accept the way things are. I can't manage. Like, I can't live with the situation at hand and accept it. I can't accept it like a norm. I can't, like, I knew I can't. So in the morning, I still called him and I asked him of the same story. And our conversation didn't end up well. And I sat down myself and I asked myself, like, because I knew I was not ready to face life in that angle that he was portraying to me. I decided that that day, before we even go to our parents to for a it's not a dowry payment, but before we even go to our parents to make things official, I decided that I'm going to end our union. I called him again and I told him that me, I'm not ready for you to go to my parents because we've been living in lies. I told him that I'm not okay with what is happening at hand. I'm not okay with everything that's happening, and there is no way that we can go to my parent and make things official between me and you, yet our life is looks like this, like our life looks like this at the moment, and our life is ugly. Like, we don't have a good marriage between me and you, we don't have a good communication, we don't have a good relationship with you. Like, there is really nothing good between me and you. And so I can't allow myself to face my parents, go there and make things official while I know that it's never going to work. So that morning I told him to contact his parents and the other people that he had already informed that he's going to our place to make things official. I told him to contact all of them and to cancel each and every plan that was planned for that day. So after I told him all that, I knew it's time I end what we have, because definitely we are not going anywhere, and we've been living in a lie, and the only person who is suffering with this lie is me, because he was okay with his actions, and I was not okay with his actions. So I knew it's high time I end up everything. Like, it's high time I start a new life. So I went to the bathroom, I take my good shower, and then take my handbag, and then walk out. And guys, that's how I left my marriage. And then later, after Nimenda, later that day, I called him. I called my hubby. Allow me to call him my hubby. I called him and I told him that what we've been going through, like the entire whole life of our union, is something that I basically can't bear anymore. It's something that I'm not ready to live with it for the rest of my life. So after I called him, I told him that I'm not coming back, and I will come for my things. And when I come back, I'll be coming for my things, like for my clothes and for my some blah blah things that I had left there. And our conversation ends there. And then after that, my hubby blocked my phone. And then later he unblocked me. Later he unblocked me, and then I was able to go back and I carried all my things. So I started a new life afresh, alone. Yeah. So after I started a new life alone, oh my God, it was basically 2 weeks, like two to 3 weeks after I had packed my things and went to start my life. And all this time I had blocked my hubby, like everywhere. Like, I blocked him like everywhere. In the Facebook, I blocked him in the WhatsApp, in the calls, like you didn't communicate at all, at all, at all, at all. So my hubby decided that he wanted to look for me for his known reasons. I don't know. Up to date, I really don't know why he was looking for me. So he was really trying to look for me. So he tried calling me, and then my calls were not going through. So he contacted my sister. She contacted my sister, And he told her that, oh, I'm so sorry, Sujui, your sister Sujui left me, and even if we are separated, I need to talk to her. Like, we have a kid together, so I really need to talk to her, even if she don't want to me, even if she don't want me back in her life. Like, I really need to talk to her because of our kid, because we can't just end things up the way we ended them, yet we have a kid involved. That was his conversation with my sister. And after he hung up with my sister calls me. And my sister calls me. She explained to me that, like, my hubby has been calling her for a while, and he's saying this and this and this and this. And my sister begged me, like, she literally begged me to unblock my husband so that we can have on a conversation, because we have a kid, and despite of the fact that we are separated, we have a kid to raise, and we should sit down and discuss on how to raise our kid. So after listening to my sister's call, and after listening to her explanations and her logics, I decided to unblock my husband. So I unblocked him. I remember it was it was on the 30th. It was on the 30th July. It was on the 30th July, around around 3 there. That's when I unblocked him. And immediately I unblocked him, he called me like so many calls. The first calls I didn't pick, but later I decided to pick his calls. So after I picked his call, he was so gentle. He was like, oh, I know there's so many things that is happening between us. I know, like now you're so mad with me. I know that I have wronged you so many ways, but I just want you to lend me your ear. Like, I just want you to listen to my side of story, and I want you to. And I was like, no, I don't want to listen any stories from you. Like, I was done with you. And I told him that if we really need to meet, the only thing that we can meet and talk is about our baby. And he was like, okay, then let us meet and talk about the baby. And I love that baby. I love that baby so much, and I could do anything for her. And when he offered himself and said that he was ready to talk about the baby, I felt relieved. Like, I felt relieved. I felt like this is the high chance. This is the point. This is the point that I have been waiting for the whole of my life. Like, of discussing with him how we are going to raise our kid, because definitely our relationship was not going to work. So he asked me to meet him up, and I said yes. So we met, and I didn't know he had different intentions.